Have you ever pushed your cart down those tight Aldi aisles, eyeing the low prices and wondering if that quick grab could turn your next meal into a total win or a quiet regret? It's that split-second choice between feeling smart about saving, cash in later, staring at your plate, thinking, why did I do that? Aldi has this way of pulling you in with deals that seem too good to pass up, especially if you're trying to stretch your grocery budget without skimping on the good stuff. But here's the thing, not everything on those shelves lives up to the promise. Some items look like steals but end up wasting your money and your time in the kitchen, while others quietly deliver flavors and quality that make you come back week after week. Today, we're walking through 6 things you should steer clear of at Aldi in 6 that are worth every penny you drop. We'll start slow, easing into why Aldi works so well for some shoppers but trips others up, and then get right into the picks that could change how you shop there. By the end, you'll have a clear map for your next trip, so you can load up on the keepers and skip the duds without a second thought. Picture this. You're weaving through the store on a busy Saturday. The air cool from all those fridges humming away, and you hit the frozen section first. It's tempting, right? Those trays of ready-to-eat meals promise easy dinners without the hassle. But let's talk about one that sounds fun until it hits your plate: Aldi's frozen sushi rolls. You see the box with its bright colors and neat rolls staring back at you, and for a moment, it feels like a smart swap for pricey takeout. Maybe you're planning a casual night in rice and fish without the drive across town. You toss it in, head home, pop it in the microwave, or let it thaw, and take that first bite. What you get isn't the fresh snap of cucumber or the smooth slide of real seafood. Instead, it's sticky rice that sticks to your teeth like it's trying to hold on for dear life. Veggies that squish without any fight left in them, and fish that tastes more like it's spent too long forgotten in the cold than fresh from the water. The whole point of sushi is that fresh contrast, the soft give of rice against crisp edges. The way good fish just melts away. Freezing changes all that. It turns everything soft and wrong, like the joy got squeezed out somewhere along the line. And it's not just Aldi. Frozen sushi pretty much always falls flat, no matter the store. But Aldi's packs have this extra bad rap because they lure you in with that low tag, making the letdown hit harder. Shoppers grab them for quick bites or to try something new with guests, but most end up wishing they'd gone another way. If sushi's calling your name, hit up a spot that does it fresh or roll your own if you've got the knack. Aldi's frozen version is like settling for a shadow of the real thing. It fills the spot but leaves you unsatisfied. That's why it tops the never buy list. Next time you're tempted, just keep walking. Your taste buds will thank you. But hold on, because right after that freezer flop, there's a sweet spot waiting in the candy row that flips the script: Aldi's chocolate bars, like the Sukur and Moza Roth ones. These aren't your everyday candy. They're the kind that make you pause mid-shop and think, wait, this is here. You wander past the wrapped rows, and something about their simple packaging pulls you closer. Unlike those discount bars that hit with too much sugar or a weird aftertaste, these European imports slide in smooth and real. Break one open, and the snap is clean. The melt slow and even, with cocoa that actually tastes deep instead of flat. It's all thanks to where they come from over in Europe, where they stick to real butter and good beans, skipping the cheap fillers that ruin so many budget sweets. For what? A couple bucks? You get something that stands toe-to-toe with fancy shop brands, and sometimes even edges them out on flavor. The dark ones especially have this quiet richness that catches you off guard if you're used to thinking cheap means basic. Plus, Aldi mixes it up with flavors that change with the seasons. Think spiced ones come winter, or lighter picks in the heat, which keeps you glancing back each visit. It's not just about the taste. It's the easy win of grabbing a few bars for the price of one big-name treat elsewhere. Stock your drawer, share at a get-together, and nobody's the wiser that it came from the discount spot. That's earned these bars a real fan base. They're proof you don't need to spend big to enjoy something solid. So, when you're there next, don't skip the chocolate row. Pick one up, snap off a piece, and let it convince you. Have you tried these yet? Or are you still side-eyeing the price tags on the pricier shelves? Shifting gears to the meat case, where things get a bit trickier, let's look at Aldi's fresh chicken breasts. On the surface, it's a no-brainer, a plump Pack at a price that lets you plan a whole week's meals without sweating the bill. You think grilled slices for salads, stir-fries for busy nights, all set. But then you cook it up, and the story changes fast. Shoppers keep sharing the same gripes to much extra water that steams out in the pan, leaving you with meat that's shrunk, small, and gone tough, plus a flavor that's just off, like it never quite settled into being chicken. Why? A lot of times, it's pumped full of a watery mix to keep it looking full in the pack and last longer on the shelf. That sounds helpful until you sear it. The liquid floods out, turning what should be juicy bites into something dry and chewy. You're paying for that added stuff too, so the deal isn't as sharp as it seems. Freshness plays in here as well. Aldi's quick-turn setup means quality can swing based on the day you show up. Some folks rave about it for basics, but more say it's spotty next to a butcher's cut or even wider store options. After one go, you might swear off and think twice forever. Sure, it's handy and cheap, but when your dinner's rubbery, the savings sour quick. If poultry's on your list from Aldi, lean toward their frozen packs, or fancier cuts they hold up better. Fresh breasts, leave them be. What's your take? Has Aldi chicken worked for you, or did one bad batch send you elsewhere? Now, let's pour one out for the drinks. Where Aldi shines in a way that loosens up any tight budget their wines, like the Winking Owl and specially selected blends. For ages, this corner's been the quiet hero nobody talks about until they've tried it. Bottles line up at prices that make you double-check the tag, way under what you'd fork over at a regular spot. The Winking Owl crew keeps it simple, and whites that go down easy, nothing flashy, but solid for kicking back or pairing with pasta. Step up to the specially selected ones, and you get more layers, like hints of fruit or earth that feel pulled from a nicer rack. The pull straight value, fill the rack for gatherings or quiet nights, without the wallet sting. Casual sip. Find them pair fine with meals, and even if a wine pro turns up their nose, who cares when it's this low stakes? Discovery adds the spark to they swap in limited runs or season picks, so each trip's a little hunt. You might snag a bold red one week, a crisp white the next. Not every pour's perfect. Some lean, sweet, or thin, but at under dinner out cost. It's tough to grumble. Aldi redeems any fresh section slips here, turning a basic run into a find. Do you pour Aldi bottles at home, or hold out for the vineyard labels? Easing back to the freezer for a classic that misses the mark. Aldi's frozen pizzas, the Mama Casey's thin crust pepperoni, who hasn't reached for one on a lazy Friday, dreaming of that oven-baked ease with cheese pulling just right. The box sells it hard. You slide it home, heat it up, and slice in hopeful about what comes out. A crust that's more stiff board than chewy base. Cheese with a fake sheen that stays put instead of oozing, and pepperoni that tastes flat like spice on cardboard. Good. Frozen pies exist out there, crispy edges, sauce with kick butt. This one's stretched too thin. The base crumbles without hold. The red stuff waters out bland. Toppings sit like props. It's not awful for a kid's quick bite or super late snack, and the tag keeps it moving off shelves. Still, next to delivery or other brands, it fades fast. Aldi rocks snacks overall, but pizza needs heartwarm, messy joy not. This flat stand-in, craving it. Hunt better options, or build your own with Aldi's fresh bits. This pepperoni pick shows savings can skip satisfaction. Ever nailed a frozen pie that beat takeout? Or are they always a step behind? Lightning things with the cheese case, where Aldi pulls off fancy without the fuss their specialty cheeses. Step up to the coolers, and it's not just basic blocks. You'll spot creamy brie wheels, sharp Gouda chunks, even holiday twists like berry fleck cheddar. It hits like a treat row in a high-end place, but tags stay gentle on the pocket. The secret, they pull from suppliers that feed bigger stores, just without the extra charge tacked on. Slice that brie for crackers and grapes, and you've got a setup that looks pulled from a menu. Grate their sharp stuff into pasta, and every day jumps up a notch, all for pocket change. Variety keeps it fresh too. They roll in timed runs, like beer-infused for fall fests or rich bakes near the end of the year. It turns a shop into a peek around what's new game. For hosting, it's gold. Stack a board under $20 that'd run triple anywhere else. That's the flip hunting deals feels upscale here, not pinched. While pizza flops, cheeses lift Aldi high. What's yours party spread? or secret stash. Waking up to the coffee row next, where one pod pack brews trouble Aldi's coffee pods. That morning hit of hot and strong is non-negotiable for so many. The thing that shakes off the fog and sets the day right. Spotting these at half the usual cost feels like a lifeline, no more rationing your stash. You load up, slot one in, press start, and sip eager. But too often, it's watery thin with a sharp bite that jars wrong. More tint than true brew. It's not only taste. Pods act up, some to light, others harsh and gritty. Beans rushed through roast and pack without the touch that builds body. Folks report punctures failing or dregs in the cup, turning ritual to mess. Cheap gets caffeine in. Sure, if that's all you chase, but for those who want the full, warm wave scent rising, smooth slide it's a pass. Better bet, they're ground or whole beans, same low cost but real punch. Coffee's more than kick. It's the quiet, good start. Pods miss that, landing firm on the skip list. Flavor over contrite for you, or savings first thing. Staying snacky but smart, Clancy's chips and pretzels crunch in as Aldi winners. Those rows tempt hard every crinkle, calling for a grab, flavors teasing your next break. Clancy steps up with potato slices, twists, even curls that nail the salt hit and snap without the big spend. For store stuff, their standouts crisp holds, ridges that dip right, tastes like onion sour cream that match or top the usual suspects. Pretzels, balanced salt, just so, no overkill. Low tags mean multiples for one rival bag's price. Reliability seals it. Unlike spotty picks, these deliver steady, set them out for company, and they vanish. Tuck for screen time, and they're gold. For tight budgets, they're the easy yes-proof basics, beat without loss. Not greens, of course, but when crunch calls, they answer true. Aldi aces this budget-turning best. Yours name-brand holdout or Clancy convert. Slicing to lunch basics that sour on Aldi's cheese singles. Those wrapped squares pull at old days melted on bread for golden toast. Topped on patties for backyard bites, stacked simple for school packs. Aldi's look ready, peel-in-place ease. But fire them up, and instead of creamy flow, you get a slick rubber coat, taste leaning processed over sharp. It's product, not pure oils, and bits blended cheap, shelf-stable. Trade, that zing fades to dull salt hang. Nostalgia bites back if you chase kid memories. It's hold together okay for fast kid meals, but real melt calls for their blocks or shreds. Singles shortcut to meh, tricks with past charm, but some skips age out. Still slice for old times, or upgraded now. Filling the good snack gap, Aldi's nuts and trail mixes stock smart. Nuts run dear usually, mixes feel extra, but Aldi lines up fresh almonds plain. Nut blends or fruit chalk tosses that pop without pinch. Crunch stays no stale. Fruits bright, not chewy fake. Balances thoughtful, beyond basic toss. Shoppers nod these match health spot shelves, sometimes top. Everyday treat price keeps it real. Bag for drives, box for work lift, jar for desk, drag versatile win. Reasonable, let stock free, snack row gem. For watch pennies homes, healthy bites cheapen. Win double, cash down, up quality. Chocolate mix fan or roast plain pick. Canning to pantry backups that will Aldi's canned vegetables. Cans, shout, easy twist, pour, side set for stews or rush nights. But Aldi's often mush out tin tang over snap. Corn, limp not pop. Beans, soft, not firm. Flavor drains weak, plate, 8 on faint. Tag wins, stock deep, cheap, pinch-proof for blends or daily texture drop pulls meal low. Worse, their frozen greens steam true taste hold. Side by, cans fade unless last call. Skip tin, freezer straight cheap, yes, but pay match, get. Backup keep or frozen fresh swap. Wrapping sweet with season stars Aldi's German holiday treats. Stolen loaves, speculoos cookies, gingerbread bites. Yearly weight builds for these fruit-dense breads. Rich, true, flavorful, rare U.S. shelf at tag. Aldi Thai German start means recipe links. Supplier real, nibble stolen sugar-reduced, lands overseas, feast. Dunk speculoos in mug lights year. Value huge import spots double trip cost, families feast free. Once your thrill stocks carts full, indulge close, fest lift special. One grab or hoard type, And there you have it, 6 skips that save you headaches and 6 grabs that make Aldi your go-to without second guessing. From freezer letdowns to chocolate that surprises, it's all about picking what fits your plate and pocket right. Next shop, you'll move different eyes sharp on the wins. Drop in the comments your top Aldi hit or miss. Let's swap stories. If this cleared up your cart choices, give it a like and subscribe so you're set for more real talk tips on smart buys. See you in the aisles.